video, we will understand the working of a magic T, that is EH plane T. Basically, EH plane T is a combination of E plane T and H plane T, and it is a 4-port junction, 4-port microwave junction. It is having various characteristics like if the two waves of equal magnitude and the same phase are fed into ports 1 and 2, the output will be 0 at port 3 and additive at port 4. If a wave is fed into port 4, that is HR, it will be divided equally between ports 1 and 2 of the collinear arms and will not appear at port 3, that is ER. If a wave is fed into port 3 or ER, it will produce an output of equal magnitude and opposite phase at ports 1 and 2. The output at port 4 is 0. If a wave is fed into one of the collinear arms at ports 1 and 2, it will not appear in the other collinear arm at ports 2 or 1 because the E arm causes a phase delay while the H arm causes a phase advance. So this is our magic T. It has 4 ports. Port number 1, port number 2, port number 3 are E arm, port number 4 is also known as HR. So, in order to perform the experiment, we divided the experiment into 2 steps. In first step, we will set our reference input at 0 dB, and in second step, we will connect this magic T here and we'll observe the output power at various ports. In the first step of the measurements, we'll set a reference at 0 dB and connect the various components like this. We'll have a klystron power supply, a klystron mount along with a klystron oscillator, an isolator, a variable attenuator, a frequency meter along with a detector mount. A digital storage oscilloscope and a VSWR meter is also required to observe the output. Now before putting the system in on condition, we'll ensure that the knobs at the front panel of the klystron power supply is at proper positions. This is a power supply switch. This switch is used to provide power supply to the instrument. This is HT knob. Initially this knob should be kept in off condition, and in this condition, that is in off condition, this power supply provides heater voltages to the klystron. Once the klystron is heated up, we can put this switch in on condition. This is the display on which we can read beam voltage, beam current and repeller voltage. This is meter select switch. In repeller position, it shows repeller voltage on the display. In C position, the meter displays beam current. In V position, the display shows beam voltage. This is modulation switch. In CW position, that is carrier wave position, no modulation is provided. In AM position, amplitude modulation is provided internally. In FM position, frequency modulation is provided internally. In external position, we can input any external signal to modulate the signal. The external signal can be given from this port. This is output socket. It is 8-pin socket that carries various voltage levels required for the reflex klystron. That is, it carries the heater supply voltage, cathode and repeller cathode or repeller supply voltage, anode supply voltage, like this. This is beam voltage variation knob. Initially this knob is kept at minimum position, that is fully anti-clockwise direction. This is a repeller voltage variation knob. Initially this is kept at maximum position, that is fully clockwise position. This is the frequency selection knobs for AM and FM. Initially these two switches should be kept at minimum position. This is amplitude selection knobs for AM and FM. Initially these two switches should be kept at minimum position. So now we will put the system in on condition. Before putting the system, that is klystron power supply, in on condition, ensure that this HT is in off condition. One more thing that should be kept into the mind, that the isolator should be put it in maximum position so that it can transmit the input microwave signal towards the output. Now we will switch on our klystron power supply, and after a while we will put HT switch in on condition. You can observe that the meter select switch is in V position, so this is reading the beam voltage at the display. It is shown on the display. Now we will gradually increase the beam voltage around 235 volts. Now we will set our repeller voltage so as to get output on the DSO panel. This repeller voltage can be read by selecting the meter select in REP position. So at around -263 we are getting output signal on the DSO. In the second step of the experiment, we have connected our magic key like this. We have considered port number 1 as input port in this situation, and output port is considered as port number 2, where port E and port H are terminated with a Myers termination. So in this situation we are getting VSWR reading of 7.5 dB. So we will record this in our observation table, that is 7.5 dB. In practical case we are getting -7.5 dB, but ideally if the power is fed through any of the collinear arms, that is, suppose in this situation we are feeding power at port number 1, so there should be no power at port number 2, because H arm produces a phase advance, whereas E arm produces a phase delay. So in this way, due to the cancellation, there should be no power at port number 2, but practically we are getting a very low power, that is -7.5 dB. In next situation, we'll connect our magic T like input port is taken as port number 1, H arm is taken as output port, E and port number 2 are terminated with matched load. So this is the situation, and in this situation we are getting an power at port number E equal to 3.3 dB. We will record this as minus 3.3 dB. In next situation, we connect our H plane T by considering port number 1 as input port, E arm as output port, H arm and port number 2 as matched load. So in this situation, the connection is like this, and the output is around 3.1 dB. So we'll record this as minus 3.1 dB. In the next situation, we take port number 2 as input port, E arm as output port, and port 1 and H arm are terminated with matched terminations. So this is the situation of the connections of magic T. In this situation, we get an output equal to 2.9 dB. So this is minus 2.9 dB. In next situation, port number 2 is taken as input port, port number 1 as output port, and E and H arms are terminated with matched terminations. So this is the situation of the connections. In this situation, we are getting output equal to minus 8 dB. So we'll record this in our observation table as minus 8 dB. Now in the next situation, we will take port number 2 as input port, H arm as output port, port number 1 and E arm will be taken as matched ports. So this is the connection with the microwave bench, and in this situation we are getting an output on the VSWR meter around 8 dB. So this is minus 8 dB. Now we connect our magic T by taking H arm as input port, port number 1 as output port, E arm and port number 2 will be terminated with matched terminations. So this is the situation. In this situation, we are getting VSWR of 4.5 dB. So we will record this in our observation table as 4.5 dB. These are the practical values and may be very close to ideal ones. Next situation, we will take H arm as input port, port number 2 as output port, and E arm and port number 1 will be terminated with matched terminations. So this is the situation of the connections. We are taking output from here, and in this situation we are getting a deflection on VSWR meter equal to minus 5 dB. So we will record this minus 5 dB. Next situation, H arm is connected as input port, E arm as output port, and port 1 and 2 are terminated with matched terminations. So in this situation, you can observe on the VSWR meter that we are getting deflection more than 10 dB, so we will take proper range. And in this way, you can observe that we are getting an reading of 4 dB. So this becomes minus 24 dB. Minus 24 dB. Now in next situation we will connect E port as input port, port number 1 as output port, and port number 2 and HR are connected with matched terminations. So this is the situation of the connection. In this situation we are getting a deflection on the VSWR meter equal to 4 dB. So we will record this in our observation table as minus 4 dB. The next situation, we take ER as input port, port number 2 as output port, port number 1 and port H are terminated with matched loads. So in this situation we are getting an output of minus 3 dB. This is minus 3 dB. Now next situation we will take ER as input port, HR as output port, and port 1 and 2 are matched. So this is the situation of the connections. In this situation you can observe on the VSWR display that we are getting more than 10 dB deflection. So by the proper selection of the range we get an output equal to minus 5 dB. So this is equal to minus 25 dB. So in this way we have observed the working of Magic T and measured output power at various ports. The measured and observed readings are in close resemblance with ideal or acceptable limits. From this table you can see that in this situation we are getting minus 3.3 dB, whereas in acceptable range it should be minus 3 dB, which is very close to. So this can be acceptable. Similarly, in this situation we are getting minus 24 dB, which is very high value. So ideally it should be minus infinity. So this reading minus 24 dB is acceptable one. So in this way we have performed the experiment of Magic T measurements and understood the operation of the Magic T. Thank you very much.